If you're a man going through hard times in your life and you can acknowledge truthfully with yourself that this situation has been going on for a long time, this video is for you. You see, as men, we are more the product of this society than we've been admitting to ourselves. Ever since we were a child, we heard so many things about what a man is supposed to be. It will be delusional for you to think that you outgrew all of it. And that's why some of us feel the way we feel. Those emotions that you are actually feeling, entertaining, are dictating your life. It is time for you now to maybe choose a different path. To acknowledge those emotions, to acknowledge that when those emotions become bigger than you because you allow them to be, now the way you start functioning is not for your highest good anymore. Now you start making decisions that are not only impacting you, but also your family members. So it is clear that those emotions have now become the ruler of your life. The question is, what are you going to do about it? Are you going to keep sitting there hoping that dad is going to come and fix it for you, that mom is going to fix it for you, that your ex or your wife, you already know it's not going to happen? You know, no one can fix anything without your consent. So give yourself the consent to do that. Give yourself the approval to do that. And you're going to see how everything is going to be different. I'm not telling you this from a fantasy point of view. I'm telling you this because I've been through it my own. We need to release those emotions, whatever they are. Whoever we perceive is the reason why we are feeling those emotions do not belong to us. We need to get rid of them. But the question is, how do you get rid of those emotions? How? Exactly how? You're like, Brice, how? Where do I put them? They keep coming back. Listen carefully. The universe has introduced to us a simple process called release letter. A release letter is a letter that you write to someone or to a group of people that you perceive have hurt you in the past. And because you perceive that they hurt you, you've been having negative emotions towards them, towards the situation, for a longer period of time. But you see, you must see those emotions attached to your being like a meal being cooked. The longer the meal stays in the oven, the more cooked it's going to be. So those emotions been cooking you, literally. So the time has come for you now to release those emotions from your being, because in order for those emotions to cook you, they need to be where? In you, around you, above you, under you, always connected to you, because it's your choice. Every single time that you choose to connect your thoughts to whatever happened or didn't happen, because sometimes you are hurt by things that didn't happen, like your mom didn't come to your 8th birthday and it hurt you. It didn't happen, so it hurts you. So the time has come for you to understand that you must release it. So a release letter is a letter that you are going to write to a person or a group of people to actually reclaim back your power. And how do you do that? In that letter, you have to acknowledge what happened. What exactly happened? Can you describe exactly what happened? So that's what you're going to do in the letter. You're going to describe what happened. And then you want to describe how you felt. Really want to describe how you felt when it happened. Make sure to put everything. Allow yourself to feel those emotions. So as you feel them, you can write the corresponding words to the emotions that you felt. Don't do the mistake to write a letter about something that is deep, that has deeply impacted you, but you're writing here a soft letter. Make it equivalent because you want it out. Put everything in the letter. Everything. And of course, you have specific things that needs to be in the letter. The number one thing, if it was a parent, it's I love you. Because love is all there is. Love is the one thing that we are made of. It's the everything everywhere. So you want to make sure that you still state to your parents how much you love them. The second thing is to recognize and apologize for not always accepting the person or the people as who they are, because the fact that we hold on to those emotions means we wish they were different. We wish they were behaving differently when the universe is perfect as it is, which means as it was when the thing happened. So it's to acknowledge that I apologize for not always accepting you for who you are. That's a really key sentence to put in there. And the third thing, which is also applicable for parents and for relationship, is thank you for the gifts, for making me into the magnificent man or woman that I am. Because every relationship is actually a gift. People come in our life to grant us gift of understanding, gift of patience, gift of self-love. It's always a gift. But now when the gift has been exchanged, now the relationship comes to an end. That's how things have been designed by this universe. But because of who we are as human, because of what we did, the fact that we allowed ourselves to not take care of our fourfold being, of our spiritual state, fold, of our emotional, mental, and spiritual. When those things happen, we completely drown in the sad and negative emotion for so long that fast forward few months or few months later, you see yourself living a life that has nothing to do with what you planned in the past. Now, if the person that you're writing a letter to is not alive anymore, you want to make sure that you also put, I release you. Releasing, because when the soul transition, when the soul of that person died and went to whatever plane of existence that the soul went to continue its journey, if at the time the person left, you were not ready for that person to die, there might be some invisible connection between where you are now in this earthly reality and where the soul went. And the fact that you haven't been able to release the person might be causing some issues in the next manifestation, which means current manifestation of the person who transitioned. So by you releasing it, it's going to solve the problem of the other manifestation of the soul. So let's say, for example, it's your dad who died. And at the time your dad passed away, you were not ready for him to transition, because somewhere in your mind, you had plans of, seeing your dad being a granddad, or maybe having that deep, sad conversation with him to actually understand what happened when you were 6, when you were 8, whatever. So your dad died, you were not ready. Maybe you didn't even cry the moment you heard he was dead. That's one of the signs that you were not ready. And then now you have all those feelings, all those emotions, all those conversations that you want to have with your father, but your father is not there anymore. Well, depending on if your father accepted everything and everyone as equal or not, he may be experiencing another lifetime on earth or somewhere else. And by releasing him completely, you are going to clear potentially any issue that he might be going through in his current manifestation, current in opposition to the past. Okay, so that's why it is important. So release letters can be used for parents' relationships, siblings' relationships, loving relationships, and even to imbalance. Maybe you've been smoking weed like a crazy motherfucker for the last, 20 months, 20 years, and now you want to stop. Well, write a letter to weed and state the situation. What happened? How did you get introduced to the weed? How does it make you feel? Why do you keep coming back? Be grateful for the weed. I am grateful for you. I love you because you are part of the all. You are part of me. I am, you are, we are one. This is the first sentence in the book, The I Am Mantra by Elliot Eli Jackson. You are one with everything. So because now you have come to the realization that smoking weed is not for your highest good, don't commit the mistake to go into blaming the weed or into demonizing the weed. There's actually no demon, but you understand what I meant. So by writing a release letter to your imbalance, to the weed, make sure to say, I love you. Make sure to say, I am grateful for all the gift. Thank you for all the gift that you gave me. Thank you for protecting me at the time when I need it. But now I don't need you anymore. And now I am commanding you to leave all the cells of my body. Now I am commanding you to get the F away from me, because now I remember who I am. I am powerful, and I'm here to live longer. I am here to be more alert. I am here to be more connected to the present moment. I love you, and I thank you. So it is written, so it is. That's your release letter to your imbalance. Release letter is the first thing that I always recommend to any person that I'm working with in my one-on-one coaching. If you are interested, by the way, check the link in the description. You can book one-on-one session with me, either 1 session or 4-week session. I highly recommend you to pick the 4 session because it is a time frame that is recommended to at least start moving you from where you are now to where you want to be. It might not fully happen in 4 weeks, but at least you know, and from there you will be able to make better decisions. So make sure to check the link in the description if you want to work with me on one-on-one, but also you can have the release letter right here in the description. Make sure to choose the one that matches to your situation, and I will see you, of course, in the next video.